All right, what's good? It's Dejon Paul from the LA Rap Report Card, the Daily Magazine, and today I'm reacting to the good news, the great news, the ecstatic news that, fair to say, has officially been canceled. Woo! Get that trash out of here. So yeah, the show I used to be on, I was on for about 3 months last year. I filmed 3 times a week, doing a show called Fair to Say, alongside some very lackluster hosts apparently. And shout out to Six though. That's the only one I'll somewhat shout out. But outside of that, the show's been canceled. Obviously, I quit back in January because I got tired of all the homophobic remarks, met with lack of support and scrutiny whenever I responded to homophobic remarks. Apparently, I wasn't allowed to address homophobic remarks at FMW. I was supposed to just sit there and laugh, and my Fair to Say co-hosts echoed those sentiments. So I ended up leaving in January, as you guys know. Since then, they haven't really had any big moments outside of I believe a boxer came on there once and choked and paid them like $500 or something each to choke them till they passed out. And they had like their studio to his stick and got choked out. Other than that, they haven't had any viral moments. When I was first pitched the idea of me being on the show by AD after I did the Shame on You interview last year, which is a huge regret of mine, is ever visiting that platform. But after I did Shame on You, AD sent me a picture of the set and was like, we want to bring you in. We want you to come on here, talk about your report cards, talk about LA rap, and just kind of cover the hip hop aspect, be like the music guy at the table, the hip hop guy at the table. And that's what I attempted to do. You guys remember when I tried to review the Dom Kennedy album? That's when we had our first big blow up because my co-host saying, we don't care about music. The whole other table gets up and she walks upstairs to get some to drink while I'm in the middle of my review. The light skinned bitch nigga that I bitched out, he puts his feet up on the desk or whatnot in front of me, blocking my sight of vision while I'm line of vision while I'm talking about the Dom album. So I wasn't necessarily encouraged to talk about hip hop on the platform, clearly. And again, it just wasn't working out. So I left. The show went downhill. The views dropped. I had the show doing between 35 to 50K, sometimes over that a week, an episode. And it got down after I left. I've seen like 10, 12, 13, 14, 15K views on a channel that has over 100,000 subscribers. So that doesn't make any sense. That's a very low conversion rate. And yeah, so it got canceled, but let's check it out. This was the first announcement I think I saw from Duno on set of mind you, he's on set of Fair to Say. Well, now it's at the end of the day. But let's check it out.
Guys, lately we've been feeling like we need to do more content for the channel. So we're going to be giving you guys 2 to 3 episodes of Shame on You every week now. So clap it up. Dubs in the chat, baby. Let's go. Dubs in the chat. What did White Jesus say? Picking back being bull. I'm picking back being bull on Crit. You know what I'm saying? And if you guys want to know my opinion on the Ralphie and AD situation, sheesh. 2 different generations beefing. AD's not being a good big homie right now, arguing with the young bulls. You know what I'm saying? T-Rail is still a bitch when it comes to academics. Six. What was your episode called again? What was your show called on here? Fair to Say is over with. What could go wrong?
He didn't even know the name of it. One of the owners of the platform didn't even know the name of the show. That's how lackluster and boring and not noteworthy that program was after I left. The owner of the platform, one of the owners of the platform, didn't even know the name of the show, couldn't recall it. While he's sitting on the set, he's sitting on what was the set of Fair to Say, and he couldn't remember the name of it because they had such lackluster, boring individuals such as Illa and Tiny. And, even unfortunately, Six is not that entertaining with them too. Maybe with other people he is, but with them too, it's odd. It looked to me, it looked like an uncle, an aunt, and their like nephew. You get what I'm saying? Like it just looked, the age disparity. Illa looks old, Tiny looks old, and then Six looks super, super young. So it's just giving like, I don't know, it wasn't cohesive enough pod. And also, all 3 of those figures are tucked. Tiny's tucked now because he's trying to stay in T-Row's good graces. Illa's a punk bitch. She not never gonna really speak her mind. And 6, he just, as he's told me himself, he just want his paycheck. He's there for the money. He's not there to make changes or make moves or make a name or make impact or be known as this great podcaster. He just want his paycheck. As long as he get his paycheck every month, he don't give a fuck. He in and out. So yeah, this is really good news. Like I said, that show sucked after I left. When I spoke with T-Rell about it early on when I first joined, I was like, I'm going to make this one of the hottest new shows, if not the hottest new podcast on the West Coast Watch. And that's why you saw there's several clips I could post of him commending me of my work on Fair to Say. Like, nah, he got the views going up. He's showing up on time. He's showing up early. He bringing ideas. He pulling up designs on the screen. He's promoting every episode. I post a clip or two. Nope, none of my other co-hosts, Scotty, who I forgot to mention this whole time because he only came once a week, Scotty, Illa, Stat, none of them ever posted clips. I was the only person to post a clip every episode that we drop and really promote the show on my platform. Even though Scotty has more followers on Instagram, I have more followers on Twitter, but Scotty has more followers on Instagram. He never posted clips from the show and to promote it. So I just feel like Fair to Say being canceled is such good news. It really makes my day because I know I gave my all to the show only to get shitted on for being gay. If I was straight, I would still be at FMW and I'll still be at Fair to Say and I would have made that show the biggest podcast on the West Coast. But because I'm gay and that's such a problem over there apparently, I had to go. I couldn't defend myself when gay jokes was made, and now the show's ultimately all these months later being canceled. I feel like they only kept it going just so that I wouldn't have this satisfaction, but they kept it going as long as they could. They wasn't going to keep wasting money shooting a show that no one was watching, no one was talking about, no one was even recapping. So I got my satisfaction. The show's been canceled. There's one more clip I want to get into that's pertinent to Fair to Say.
Illa, they got you fucked up like, nigga, fuck Fair to Say, nigga, ladies night, let's go.
You feel me? That's a whole nother ball game. Maybe that's what I gotta air out.
Talk your shit, yeah, talk your shit, nigga.
Maybe that's what I gotta air out. I'm trying to figure out why the fuck ain't nobody called and told me shit. But I had to find out about all this shit on the internet.
Right, who called and put it all together though? Because that's who got to be responsible. Who put it all together? Because I was never in on that call. Who put it all together?
I don't know, man. Everybody gonna have to start fessing up. I know that much.
Niggas is tough.
Well, that's why the show didn't work out because this person is tucked. Illa, too busy, like I said, too busy fucking TF over at Apollo, too busy chasing dick to focus on her music career because she does have a great voice. Too busy chasing dick to focus on her music career and to focus on her being an on-camera personality. She reserves herself too much, in my opinion. It's just my opinion on her. She is PC. She's tucked. She won't even just come out and say right there. She was supposed to be like, T-Rail got me fucked up. He orchestrated this show. How am I finding out? You get what I'm saying? How am I finding out on the internet that the show I'm on is canceled? At least when I got rid of my co-host, I told them to their face. It was on camera in front of everybody, but I still told them to their face. She had to find out on the internet. She couldn't even get a text or a call from T-Rail, and then he wouldn't be canceling the show if you had a personality. That's why Ladies Night got canceled, because you don't have a personality. You so flat and boring and trying to appear to be some goody two-shoes. And it's like, no, show us that raggedy hoe you are. Show us that bitch. That's what the people want to see. That's what the people want to see, because at the end of the day, you left Fair to Say early one day to go get some dick from that nigga, and you told us your stomach was hurting, and then the next day you confessed to me and told me, no, you was just going to get some dick from that nigga. But you told us to rap Fair to Say early because your stomach was hurting, your stomach was bothering you, and then the next day you came clean. That's what people want to see. That's the content. Those are the type of stories and the type of disposition that people want to see. You just trying to be so square bare, and it to me it's you never want to be politically incorrect. You never want to ruffle none of the higher up feathers. It's just Stat is a better podcast than Illa, in my opinion. I'd rather watch Stat podcast than watch Illa podcast, to be honest. Not that Stet is like top tier or nothing, but I'd rather watch Stet podcast than Illa podcast any day of the week. And the reason why Stet left the show was because Pun's messy ass, and you're going to see me get on him on my podcast, but Pun's messy ass told Illa to sit in Stet's seat, and that's the day he cried. The story I told about Stet crying, Illa was sitting in his seat. People always assume it was me who was sitting in his seat that made him cry. Illa was sitting in his seat. Pun and Smack told Illa to sit in his seat and not to move for no reason, and she did it. And when Stet got there and saw her in the chair and she wouldn't move, he started crying until she moved, crying real tears. So, and ultimately, obviously, we got to a big crash out, fallout on camera. I called him a bitch, all of that. But ultimately, them telling Illa to sit in Stet's seat is what got Stet off the show. And some would say what led to the end of the show. But, when niggas is running businesses and, don't know what they're doing and don't know how to really operate a team of people like that, I'm still learning that myself, so I'm not judging. I'm just pointing out a fact. I guess we got to be graceful. At the end of the day, I don't think they played the Fair to Say cast properly, but I also think that it was a lot of stupid, idiotic people on Fair to Say. Like, I think Illa's an idiot. I think she's idiotic. But yeah, the show's canceled. Let me get this bitch off my screen. The show is canceled. I'm happy. I'm celebrating. We're going to pop a bottle. Again, I'm at my office doing my own show. I'm going to pop a bottle. Ash Bash is on her way. Rich Trapper, who's my new Rich Trapper is my new co-host. He's pulling up. And then I have a very, very, very special guest. Pulling up. So I'm excited. I'm very excited about tonight's episode of a Dan Lay podcast because that's not canceled. Like Fair to Say. All right, peace.